Have you noticed how the people who try the least to be respected somehow get the most of it? Meanwhile, the ones who over-explain, who agree faster, who try to fill every silence, often end up feeling invisible. It's a strange social math. The more you chase approval, the cheaper your presence feels. And it's not because you're doing it wrong. It's because you're playing the wrong game. You've been there. The frustration of having your idea ignored in a meeting, only to hear someone else say the same thing louder and get the credit. The exhaustion of being the agreeable one in the group, only to realize you weren't seen at all. This performance, this belief that your worth is measured in the noise you make, leaves you hollow. It's a broadcast of insecurity, a silent negotiation for validation. And people don't respect negotiators. They respect something solid. This video is for those who are tired of that game. We're going to explore 3 Stoic habits that build the kind of respect you don't have to ask for. The kind that is freely given because your presence commands it. This isn't about social tricks. It's an internal shift. It's about forging character so strong that the chaos of the outside world can't touch your inner calm. So if you're ready to stop auditioning for a seat at the table and start building your own, let's begin. Habit 1. Embrace composure in chaos. Let's start with a scenario. You're in a meeting and a colleague publicly dismisses your work. All eyes are on you. The default response is visceral, a hot flush of adrenaline. Your mind races. You either lash out and get defensive, or you shrink and go silent. In both cases, you've lost. The moment you react, you hand over your power. This is the problem. Our default setting is reactivity. An attack on your reputation feels like a threat, and your survival brain flares up. But in the modern world, the person who loses their cool, who gets visibly flustered or angry, is seen as unstable. They signal that they are not in control of themselves. People may fear the angry person and pity the weak one, but they respect neither. Your emotional reaction becomes the only thing anyone remembers. This makes you a puppet, and your emotions are the strings. A passive-aggressive comment, an unexpected setback. These things become your master. Now, imagine a different response. The colleague finishes their attack. You don't rush to speak. Instead, you hold their gaze, calm and steady. You take a slow, deliberate breath. In that 2-second gap, you reclaim control. You are not reacting, you are choosing. This is the solution. The Stoic habit of embracing composure in chaos. The Stoics taught that while we can't control events, we have absolute control over our response. As Marcus Aurelius put it, the best revenge is to be unlike the person who wronged you. While they are reactive and emotional, you remain calm and rational. This isn't about suppressing emotion. It's about observing it without being enslaved by it. It's feeling the anger and thinking, ah, there is anger, without letting it choose your words. After your deliberate pause, you respond with an even, neutral tone. Thank you for that perspective. Could you point to the specific slide where you see that discrepancy? You have done the opposite of what everyone expected. You didn't get defensive. You steered the conversation back to a rational place. In that moment, who holds the power? You do. Your colleague looks like the aggressor, while you look like the leader. This is silent respect, earned not by volume, but by the depth of your calm. Here's how to build it. First, practice the strategic pause. The space between a trigger and your response is where your power lies. When you feel that emotional spike, do not respond immediately. For an email, wait an hour. In a conversation, take a slow breath. This breaks the circuit of reactivity. Second, rehearse adversity in your mind. The Stoics called this premeditatio malorum. Before a difficult meeting, visualize what might go wrong. Imagine someone criticizing you. Then, visualize yourself responding with perfect composure. When the moment arrives, it won't feel like a shock because you've already been there. Third, use a mantra of objectivity. When you feel overwhelmed, repeat a simple phrase to ground your thinking. These are just words. This is just an opinion. Or, this feeling will pass. This acts as an anchor, pulling you out of the emotional storm and back to objective reality. Composure in chaos is a declaration of inner freedom. It tells the world you are the master of your own soul. In a world of reactivity, the person who remains steady is a source of strength, someone worthy of deep respect. Habit 2. Cultivate power through restraint. We live with a fear of silence. Conversations and meetings are a battle to fill every space with noise. We over-explain, we justify, we elaborate, believing that the more we talk, the more visible we are. We equate presence with verbosity. This is a profound misconception. The constant need to speak is a symptom of insecurity. The person who over-explains is signaling, "I'm not confident my simple no is enough." The person who shares every detail of their success is silently screaming, "Please, validate me." This behavior, far from building respect, dilutes your power. Think of it this way. Your words have value. When you offer them too freely, they become cheap. You become background noise. People learn they don't need to listen carefully because you'll inevitably repeat yourself. In an effort to be heard, you teach people not to listen. Herein lies the second Stoic habit, cultivating power through restraint. It's understanding that influence comes from making your airtime count. It's the decision to speak less, but with greater precision. As Zeno said, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we say. Listening is an act of power accumulation. Speaking is an act of expenditure. Imagine you're negotiating a raise. The conventional path is to justify yourself with a long list of accomplishments. You fill the room with reasons, hoping the sheer volume persuades your boss. Now, consider the path of restraint. You state your request clearly and concisely. Based on my performance, including the launch of Project X and increasing efficiency by 15%, I am requesting a salary of Y. Then, you stop talking. The silence that follows is powerful. Your boss is now the one under pressure to respond. Your restraint has made your statement resonate with immense weight. Here are the actionable steps. First, master the concise response. When asked a question, resist the urge to give a long narrative. Answer directly, then stop. If they want more information, they'll ask. This signals your time and words are valuable. Instead of a 10-minute story, try. It was the most efficient way to meet the objective. End of story. Second, embrace the power of the pause. Before you answer a significant question, pause. It signals you are giving the question genuine thought and makes your answer seem more considered and weighty. It shows you are absorbing their words, not just waiting for your turn to talk. Third, let your no be clean. When you need to decline something, learn to say no with grace but finality. Thank you for thinking of me, but I won't be able to. Resist the urge to follow this with a list of excuses. Over-explaining your no weakens it. It turns a firm boundary into a negotiation. A simple, confident no signals you are in command of your priorities, one of the most respect-worthy traits a person can have. By practicing restraint, your words gain gravity. You transform from another voice in the crowd to the one everyone leans in to hear. People respect you not because you are loud, but because when you speak, it's worth listening to. Habit 3. Take radical accountability. There's a universal instinct that destroys respect, the instinct to blame. When something goes wrong, the default is to find a scapegoat. The traffic was bad. My team didn't support me. The instructions weren't clear. Every time we do this, we broadcast a message of powerlessness. The person who blames is saying, "I am a victim of my environment. I am not in control." Why would anyone respect a person with no agency? People who make excuses are seen as unreliable and immature. With each excuse, you chip away at the foundation of trust. The powerful Stoic solution is the third habit: to practice radical accountability. This is the discipline of taking complete ownership of your domain, your actions, your responsibilities, and your responses. It's the choice to stop blaming and start owning. The Stoics saw accountability as the ultimate expression of power. Epictetus taught that we can't control traffic or other people, but we can and must control our own choices and actions. The accountable mind focuses relentlessly on what is within their control. As Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. An obstacle is not an excuse to stop. It's part of the path forward. Imagine you missed a deadline. The blaming mind makes excuses. Your computer was slow. A colleague was late. You tell your manager a story of victimhood. Now, consider the mindset of radical accountability. You walk into your manager's office and say, "I missed the deadline. I take full responsibility. I mismanaged my time. It won't happen again. Here is my plan to get it done today and to ensure all future deadlines are met." The difference is seismic. The first response is weak. The second is a staggering display of strength and integrity. It doesn't just neutralize the negative, it actively builds respect. Your manager, instead of being disappointed, is now impressed. You look like a leader. Owning your failure, you paradoxically create a victory for your reputation. Here are the actionable steps to cultivate it. First, adopt the "I own it" mantra. For the next week, banish the language of blame. Whenever something goes wrong, your first mental response must be, "I own it." This retrains your brain's default response. Even if you feel only 10% responsible, own that 10% fully. Second, focus on solutions, not problems. The blaming mind obsesses over who caused the problem. The accountable mind accepts the problem and immediately pivots to the solution. Train yourself to ask, "Okay, this is the situation. What is the next right action?" Third, apologize correctly. A weak apology is, "I'm sorry if you were offended." A strong, accountable apology is, "I'm sorry for what I said. It was insensitive, and I was wrong." It is specific, it owns the action, and it makes no excuses. Learning to apologize with strength shows you value integrity more than your ego. Practicing radical accountability isn't about being perfect. It's about how you handle imperfection. When you embrace this habit, you declare that you are the author of your own life. People can't help but respect a person who wields that power with integrity. Put these three habits together: composure, restraint, and accountability, and something shifts. They are interwoven threads that form the fabric of a strong character. Composure gives you the clarity for restraint. Restraint gives you the space for accountability. You stop trying to be liked and start being solid. You stop managing impressions and start managing yourself. That's the whole Stoic point. The only lasting status is character. When your character is strong, your presence carries weight without effort. People may not be able to explain why they respect you. They'll just feel it. If this was helpful, give the video a like. It tells the algorithm to put more steady, practical wisdom in front of people who need it. Now, what's the hardest one for you right now? Composure, restraint, or accountability? Comment below with the one habit you're practicing this week. That first choice is your first step. Until next time, carry yourself like you trust yourself.